And so I was excited to see you start recently doing a Lessons I've Learned video series.
This week is a good example. We're doing a show on core values and how the idea that people and businesses put these very detailed mission statements together and try to really broadly encompass all of the things that are important to them. To me, what I've learned is that's not important at all. And what I've learned is a core value is a very basic, singular thing that's important to you. And through that singular thing that's important, all other things come. And so just build your business on that one singular thing, and you'll be surprised how easy business is without having to make a hell of a lot of choices that seem very hard to make.
Core value is a feeling, it's an energy.
It is.
That leadership creates that people buy into. It's a vision and communication and teamwork. It's less tangible than 3 sentences crafted by mid-level management.
And you know it when you see it, right? I had the opportunity to build a company that really turned into a passion play. I mean, it was just, people were just so passionate. And those people weren't just our customers, they were also weren't our employees, they were our customers too. It was like everybody that we touched and touched us, we got this little thing where we got this energy and passion. And you couldn't quantify it. Yeah. If you started writing about it, there'd be so much, right? So you had to go, well, what's the single thing here? You know what? There is a single thing, and that in any business is what I call your core value, and that's the point of why I work every day, I live every day, and breathe, and so go build your business around why you breathe every day.
Yeah.
The industry requires consultants now. I mean, it's not an option anymore. Consultants, I think often business people think it's when I have a problem. I can't solve it, I've tried everything, I have nowhere else to look, and I don't want to write this check for people walking in telling me what I think I already know. Yeah. And that's where consulting always has sat. But now, because we are technology people, and no matter how we get good at it, we're still not the contact center. And the contact center are not technology people. No matter how good they use the technology, they're not us.
Yeah.
So it's a third component that almost every single time should come along with it. It also says a lot about consulting and how critical it is to any business, but certainly in the contact center space, because the ones that recognize your value said, help me, I need help. This is way bigger than me just by myself. Contact centers are so focused on the minute-to-minute activity that has to happen, or the revenue that has to happen, or not what they're making, but what they risk losing. And so oftentimes what happens is the only way that they can even consider change to improve, to bring new technology or data approaches in, or any approaches. Going home, for an example, like the pandemic insisted, requires you. It requires somebody else, while we're doing the work, come on in and tinker with us, per se. You know, at NobleBiz, we know we have really great technology, and we know for 20 years we've been really a good custodian of doing right things the right way. But that being said, we struggle every single day with how the heck are you supposed to do an implementation for someone when in fact they can't in any way change anything about what they're doing even for a minute. Right. And I'm not criticizing that, because I get it. I grew up there too. I worked in them, I owned them, and I service and make technology for them. And I get it, but it becomes almost an impossible circle of a beehive of activity and no one can fit in enough time to improve.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really wish I'd hear more of these conversations about how the heck do you do it?
Yeah.
Because other than does everybody need to hire Christa Heibel, I'm not sure anyone knows exactly how to do it. And I suspect you're even saying, well, to implement this, you do have to kind of slow down a little bit.
It's a tough thing to navigate. A lot of times, as you alluded to, the client does not have the bench strength,
Yeah.
right, of excess IT and operations people to drive those projects forward thinking.
Do you
So
think
now
that
you're
most call centers know?
that future state improvement, right?
Do most call centers, do you think that you go into know what their best practices are, know how their rituals and routines are? Or do you find that you're the first one in a long time that's had them stop and analyze it?
I think it's a combination of both. I think some of them are very aware of their workflows and processes, even if they are outdated and they know that. Others are operating, just in a this is the way we've always done it mode. And sometimes the reason why things are being done inefficiently, let's call it, because that could cover a lot of things, is because the technology doesn't allow it to be more efficient. So we've faced this last year, clients that are transitioning from, on-prem, older age tech into more omni-channel cloud, and they're giving the tech company the directive to just translate that implementation exactly as is. This makes no sense to us, because the minute you put this tech in today, you have features that give you business benefit and customer experience benefits you don't even have here. And so they're not even using them. Huge opportunities to help clients optimize what they have or improve the optimization on an implementation. Lots of opportunity in the market on that. We are just pulling some of the statistics of businesses, the percentage of businesses still on-prem, voice and omni-channel platforms. Like, even though we've been talking about cloud for 8 years now, aggressively, right? And even with all the options on the market. So there's a lot more talk than action going on. And that's because it's new and it's okay. And it's why asking for help, whether it's, with a third party like us, or just really taking the time in the process of working with technology company like you to look for partners that care enough to understand your business. It's a very, very competitive market to navigate. There's a lot of vaporware. There's a lot of promises and features that are oversold. No offense, sorry, but I say that about my BPO partners, and sometimes I'm sure about the tech. And it's such a fast growing space. Everybody's got their sales engineers and project managers and people that are deploying and implementing for them. These are not contact center operations people. So if the clients aren't coming to the table with clearly defined workflow and process automation requests and improvements, it is impossible. And you're not, you're just being honest about what we see every major contact center as a cloud service provider dealing with. We're going in behind all of the major players and saying, okay, we can help you use this better.
You've gone to enough contact centers where you've seen how they run things. And so you're bringing something that they don't get to see. And that in itself is really valuable, especially when it, and with contact centers, it's critical, turns into ROI. Where every dollar they're spending here, they're going to get more later.
Really, when tech is deployed correctly today in this space, it's deployed in a way where it benefits both the CX side of it for the customer experience, but also we believe it also benefits the internal operation by way of efficiency. Most of the technology work that we do today, we believe can have ROI cases made on the investment, over and over again.
Yeah, yes.
if it's implemented correctly. And it cannot be implemented correctly without the end user client understanding their business and their workflows and their business requirements. It is about bench strength. That's the way I propose this to my clients all the time, because we don't just work with enterprise America, which often has less contact center technology strategy experience. Contact center is unique within the broader enterprise, where telephony and all this omni-channel and data requirements meet in the call center, contact center, totally different than the rest of your enterprise tech. Helping organizations make the business case on it is another valuable asset that we bring to the table, because we can look at where they're operationally at by way of process and resource requirements on existing tech, and we can ROI model out, right, why this is a good business decision, and in the process give them some of that documentation that is going to make that implementation like of highest value, right, of highest optimization. So
why is it that someone would go to the trouble and disruption, heavy disruption, to implement anything new in their business if they don't use it?
Right.
If they don't, if it isn't a positive experience. And the crazy thing is, the technology companies, we want it to be a positive experience, but we may not be the best prepared to do it.
Well, and sometimes it's not knowing, right? So not to be afraid to ask for help again, whether that's through a strategic partner, right, like you, or a third party like us that can help you know what you don't know. Because if you've been in the weeds of just managing your business day to day, and you haven't been able to get out and see what others are doing and understand the trending and all of that, that's going to have a, you know, like just being open to change starts with like learning, right, and being open to new information.
And by the way, that's a full circle to my book, Lessons I've Learned. Those are the lessons that if somebody's willing to listen, they might choose to make some positive changes in their life.
That's perfect. Well, hopefully somebody's going to listen to us, Steve.
I know.
We're going to put a wrap on our chat, and we'll share this, and I hope that I get to talk to you again soon. I know, you know, again, the technology is really exciting. There's some other things happening with tech that I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about. We're really big in automation right now against some of the workforce management and labor challenges we're seeing. So let's come back for a part 2 on that.
I look forward to it, and to your other shows with other people. I'm listening and learning too.
Thank you, Steve.
Great.
Have a great day.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.